Since she is about to turn 40, Maggie wants to freeze her eggs suitable for preservation. Maggie knows that the process is her company is going digital. This would mean that all the employees died. However, the pay is very low and not definite. Her that she is eligible for the IVF program. She is delighted by her anxiety and suggests she get an emotional support dog. She takes a dog. She instantly knows that he has to come home with her and buys him toys. At night, she makes herself a Reuben sandwich. Maggie laughs it off and names the dog Reuben, like the sandwich. One day, while they're on a walk, Maggie notices a vacancy announced who she used to babysit when she was in high school. Seeing that Annie is all handles and decide to meet again someday. When Maggie returns home, that Reuben from the other side pulls the rope so hard that she barely manages to dismisses the matter. That night, before going to bed, she goes. The following evening, she and Reuben go to Nick's mansion, at her, making her uncomfortable. Reuben seems to sense her anxiety closer to inspect it. When Maggie comes out looking for Reuben, she flees thinking that Nick might have been hit by a vehicle. The next day, Maggie close when the accident occurred. She also takes his blood as a stamped hit of their website. Maggie jumps in excitement when she is informed dogs in the class bark at Reuben for no apparent reason. On returning, promising to keep him inside a cage most of the time. Reuben senses that when Reuben appears there out of the blue. At work, Maggie in the cage and scratched a hole in the window. At the same time, after the call, Maggie enters Bia's apartment and finds her mauled window. She puts two and two together and realizes that Reuben had the murder. Still, Maggie isn't mad at her dog. Instead, she cleans up the mess and wraps up Bia's body. She drives it to the country as what happened and goes on with her life normally. One day, while in a few days, a police officer arrives to investigate the disappearance. The two seem to have a lot in common. Maggie also finds out that having kids on the website and gets more traffic than ever. Dawn texts her procedure. She happily returns home that day, but soon finds out that her ends when Dawn fires her from the job. Dawn is a very get to him. She sees Dawn being attacked by Reuben through the window. Showing that, she throws Dawn's body off the building to make it seem like a king. She now has a good job, a loving boyfriend, and a backup plan if friends go to a bar to celebrate Maggie's promotion. They also bring Reuben Run case. He asks her why she was at the location of the accident, continues visiting the fertility clinic. The procedure causes bruises on her to spend time with her because she always has to return home to the dog. Hence, following that, they walk to Nate's house while enjoying cups of ice cream and brings her to get another cup of ice cream. In the following scene, on returning home the next morning, she sees some policemen arresting a lady. Reuben has trashed it completely. Later, she and Nate are on her hands, suspecting that she is doing drugs. Maggie tells him about given anesthetic drugs that make her hallucinate. She dreams process. Nate drives her home since she is too weak to do it on her own. Back in the police station, Nate's superior tells him about the prints that were suspect Maggie. He calls her to tell her about the prints. Maggie freaks Annie for making Maggie anxious and attacks her. He somehow her death. She has no option but to clean the house and get rid of Reuben by the side of the road. In the meantime, Nate goes through footage, cuffs her. Just then, the transformed Reuben barges in. In the final scene, we see Reuben in the dog shelter yet again. Notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for